This is Alix. She's actually the owner of CBD Jubilee here in Broad Ripple, Indiana. And I work part-time for her, and she's an amazing human. She's the resource queen. She'll tell you, she's amazing. So she'll tell you how amazing she is. Here you go, guys. Here's Alix.
No, so I am happy at any point in time to answer questions. It may help to let me just spiel for a little bit of time. And I urge you, if you have a question, write it down. It may help you, because if I don't write things down, I don't remember them. It's the disease of the elder. And you may put them in the chat, and I will, yes, absolutely, get to all of them. And I don't know how many of you, let me just give you a wee bit about my background. I won't tell you all the things I've done in my life. Some of them are not so, kosher. Some are. But my background is I have a master's in science and holistic nutrition. I worked for 14 years at the grooviest health food store in Indianapolis called The Good Earth. When CBD came into being in 2018 with the 2018 Farm Bill, I had been a longtime insomniac, and I started taking CBD, having tried, just so you know, acupuncture, vitamins, minerals, homeopathy, you name it, short of sticking a hose up my tuchus, I tried everything and still couldn't sleep at night. Well, so CBD came along and we started to sell it. And I was like, this is the greatest thing since, indoor plumbing. So I really got into it. I love it. And I opened up my own store in December of 2018. And I believe that CBD is a non-religious miracle. So I will share with you what I know. I will give you just a wee bit of history, and then I'm gonna tell you what I tell everybody who walks in the store. And you got a question, write it in the chat, or at the end, just start yakking. Okay, so here's the deal. Hemp is the oldest cultivated crop in the world. Hemp is what was grown once we stopped being hunters and gatherers and we started actually staying in one place and growing things. Hemp was part of what fed cows and chickens and pigs and everything. And then so we humans, by eating animals, and I know if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you don't eat animals now, that's fine, because we human beings have not been eating hemp for a very long time. Hemp and cannabis are two plants that are in the same genus. They are kissing sister cousins. I don't think that's Mormon, but I think that's what they are. Okay. Anyway, they have a very, very similar makeup. However, cannabis has a high amount, oh, no pun intended, of THC, Delta 9 THC, and legally CBD in this country has less than 0.3% THC by volume. So there are no psychotropic impact, no psychotropic effects of THC in hemp. There's just not enough THC to really do anything, unless you are someone who has an allergy to THC. And if you have an allergy, and when I mean allergy, I mean it will make you vomit. I mean, it's almost like an anaphylactic reaction to anything with THC in it. So they are really closely related. When I was a teenager, which was many, many, many years ago, the THC content of the cannabis plant was 3 to 5%. And the CBD matched it or was more. That's how Mother Nature intended it. Now, the cannabis plant over the last, I'm going to say 30 years, has been bred to have 20 to 40% THC. So look at this very, very scientific demo. THC is up here in the cannabis plant and CBD is way down here. So there are many, many people who have smoked weed or eaten weed or done everything for years, and now they're struggling because the CBD is there to mitigate the negative psychotropic impact of the Delta-9 THC. When you don't have enough CBD to do that, and whether you buy it on the street or you buy it from a dispensary, it doesn't matter. It's still very high THC content. And many people are finding that they are getting more anxious, more depressed, and now they're paranoid. Like the cannabis is not calming them down. The cannabis is not making them feel better. I'm not saying it's that way for all people. I'm just saying that is one of the consequences of screwing with the plant. The hemp plant, on the other hand, is less than 0.3% THC. There are two major cannabinoids. What's a cannabinoid? THC and CBD. Those are the major ingredients in the hemp plant, not the stalk, not what's down below the ground, the roots, and generally not the stalk. It's called the aerial parts of the plant, the leaves and the stems. All the other cannabinoids, of which there are, I'm going to say 150, 160, are called minor cannabinoids. However, those cannabinoids have many, many healing properties. The beauty of hemp, the beauty of CBD and THC is that they don't work on symptoms. They work on a system that you have in your body. You possess, as a mammal, all mammals, dogs, cats, bunnies, horses, humans, you name it. We all have an endocannabinoid system. And that system has receptors in your brain, CB1 receptors, and mostly CB2 receptors in your body. So when somebody walks in my store and they say, what do you have for anxiety? Everything. What do you have for insomnia? Everything. What do you have for people? I'm sorry, I got muted.
I did it accidentally. Did I
Meg!
undo? I was accident.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
So the difference is this. Meg's not pictures on, and some other people's aren't. But anyway, if you go to the health food store where I used to work and you walk in and you say, I can't sleep at night, I have anxiety in the daytime, and I have joint pain. They're going to take you to 3 different areas of the store and they're going to sell you something for each of those issues. You come to my store and you tell me you have all those things, we're going to try to find one product for you that will cover all those things. And at the same time, there's a difference between things that you take in the daytime and things that you may take at night. CBD is working on a system, not a symptom. There are now more formulations though. Oh, they want the store name. Sears, can you do that in the chat? What? Put the store name in the chat. Yeah. Thank you. There are more things that are now condition specific. So like I could tell you, sorry, I'll do more in a minute, but I could tell you that this gummy, which has CBD and CBG, is great for the daytime, great for anxiety, great for focus, great for calming everything down, and will help some with pain. But this gummy, same company, Wild, WYLD CBD, they also have a cannabis line. This gummy is really for sleep because the formula includes CBD and CBN, cannabidiol, which is the cannabinoid. I know it's a lot of words that's geared towards sleep. That being said, there are plenty of vapes and tinctures and capsules that will cover all the bases. You just have to sort of play a little bit. There's no prescription. I am not a doctor. We cannot prescribe. I cannot tell you a specific protocol. I can tell you what's worked for many people. I can tell you what tends to work. And then we take notes. We play around a little bit, we tweak. And I would posit that that's not any different than anybody going to a doctor or a psychologist or psychiatrist and saying, I've got anxiety, what should I try? And they say, well, let's put you on a little bit of Zoloft, or let's put you on some Prozac, or let's put you on some Wellbutrin or whatever. And then they say, and we'll see you in 6 weeks. And, 2 weeks into it, you go, am I allowed to say bad words?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. I don't like the way that makes me feel, or it gave me the runs, or it hurt my head. So you stop taking it. And then 6 weeks later, you go to the doctor and they go, what'd you do? And you go, I stopped taking it after a week. I didn't like the way it made me feel. Or I took it for the 6 weeks and it didn't really help. Oh, let me write you a new script for that same thing in a higher potency, or let me write you a script for something else to try for 6 more weeks. So I just want to say, as much as the guessing game as this industry is, this whole CBD product situation, it ain't that much better, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, in the medical world, regardless of double-blind placebo-based studies, because there is no one product, there is no one medication, there is no one supplement that works for all people. I don't, if you know of one, share that with me, because I can guarantee you, I can find somebody who doesn't like it, doesn't like the taste, it upsets their stomach, it gives them a headache, it, whatever it is. So we work really hard to tailor what you take to you. Very much, if anyone knows anything about Ayurvedic medicine or homeopathy, even traditional Chinese medicine, you're trying to work with the individual person. You're trying to work with their overall physical, emotional, mental, spiritual health, and you're trying to get them on a better path. Okay, so it takes a little tweaking sometimes. Hey, sometimes people walk in and we get them to sleep that night. Sometimes they walk in and have a panic attack. We give them a sample of something, boom, 5 minutes later, they're like, oh, thank you, I can breathe. It just, everybody's a little bit different. The length of time you've had an issue, the intensity of your issue. Are you on other medications? Are you in treatment? Whether it be for Lyme disease or Crohn's disease or cancer, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Here's what matters. What matters is CBD and THC and all the other cannabinoids are working on that system. And that system does 2 things better than it does anything else. It calms you down and it reduces systemic inflammation. And inflammation is the underlying cause of all dis-ease in your body. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you get chronic migraines. I don't care if you've got carpal tunnel. I don't care if you've got rheumatoid arthritis. I don't care if you have breast cancer, colon, it doesn't matter. They're all about inflammation, every single one of them. Depression too. Think about it. Your body, you make in your gut serotonin. You make dopamine. If you have an inflamed gut, your gut is your second brain, then you're not getting those neurotransmitters up into your brain. Ergo, you probably are battling depression. It's inflammation. It's always inflammation. If you have an injury, if you have a car accident, you have a trauma, what does it trigger in your body? An inflammatory response. Always. Whether it's in your head or your body, it doesn't matter. And we say this a lot. You don't have a Zoloft system in your body. You don't have an Advil system in your body. You don't have, what was it someone was saying the other day, ketamine system in your body. You have an endocannabinoid system in your body. So you are feeding, stimulating, encouraging that system to fire up and make your body's own cannabinoids. You make endogenous cannabinoids. Everything I sell, this, it doesn't matter. And everything I sell is an exogenous cannabinoid. It's made outside of your body, but your body actually makes its own cannabinoids. They are not called the same thing as the supplementary cannabinoids. So it's a pretty fucking cool system. I mean, it really is. I'll tell you the 4 main delivery systems, and then I'm going to tell you 4 reasons why CBD will not work in your body. Okay, you ready? 1, you can vape. It's the fastest way. What do you need?
I was gonna stop that.
Oh no, it's just because I moved. 1 is vaping or suppositories, like incredibly fast. If you have colon cancer, if you have pelvic inflammatory disease, interstitial cystitis, urinary issues, all those kinds of things, you'd be amazed at what a suppository can do. But most people don't like to talk about those things. Okay, so I won't talk about that anymore, unless you want to. The other fastest system is vaping. Not everybody wants to vape, but what vaping does is those cannabinoids are getting in very quickly out into your bloodstream through all the blood vessels in your mouth and into your lungs very fast. Like within 5-6 minutes, you're going to really feel that vape. Okay. But vaping is not for everybody, and it's not smoking. And quite frankly, I have yet to see any valid of any kind statistics that vaping causes lung cancer. I haven't seen one of CBD or THC, not one. Because it's a different, I mean, think about it. It's naturally anti-inflammatory. Why is it going to cause you lung cancer? It's just not there. I get it. Not everybody's meant for vaping. Fastest though. Second fastest are tinctures. What's a tincture? A tincture is a liquid. Most tinctures come in a 1-ounce bottle. Tinctures are liquids that you squirt under your tongue, right? So sublingual. My mother one time when she was alive told me, she said, I don't think I'm bilingual. But she was talking about this, sublingual. Anyway, you squirt it under your tongue, you hold it 20, 30 seconds under your tongue. Why? Because you have all this mucous membrane. Your whole alimentary tract, your whole digestive system is mucous membranes. All these blood vessels in your mouth and all the way down are going to soak up this tincture and get it out into your system within, I'm going to say 5 to 30 minutes. So tinctures are pretty fast. Third are edibles and capsules. So if you have an edible, I always tell people, let it melt a little bit in your mouth as much as you can. Again, releasing the CBD or other cannabinoids out into your bloodstream faster, then chew it up till it's like, baby food, and then swallow. Why? Because everything that you swallow that's an edible or a capsule has to get digested, has to go through your stomach and your liver. And it's going to take longer to impact. Could it be a half hour? Maybe. Could it be an hour? Maybe. I don't know your system. Third, and also with edibles, you can change the dose. Like let's say you have a gummy that's 25 milligrams. I can cut this gummy. I can cut it in half. I can cut it in thirds, and I can change the dose. You have a capsule, a gel cap, can't change the dose. It is what it is, what it is. So it gives you a little more leeway to use a liquid or an edible. Fourth delivery system of any import are topicals. Topicals, like a pain roll-on, which I have all different kinds. Why? Topicals work in the targeted area in which you put them. So if your knees hurt, you put that topical all over your knee, front, back, side, because that's CBD. And if there's THC in it, also fine. Other cannabinoids, terpenes, which are the aromatic essential oil part of the plant, they are going to soak into the fascia, the muscle, the tendons, the ligaments, and work on that targeted area. If your head hurts, putting CBD on your knee is not going to do diddly squat. How could it? But if you take a tincture because you got a headache and your knees hurt, it could work on both. Big, very large difference. Very, very different approaches. Sometimes people need both. If you have big, long-standing pain, and pain always, in my opinion, takes more CBD than other issues, because pain, as I'm sure many of you know, is what I call the trifecta of suffering. You're in pain. It does not feel good. I don't care where the pain is. I don't care if you got sciatica. I don't care if you've got reflux, I don't care what the pain is. It's all consuming. So you're in pain, that doesn't feel good. Now, because it's all consuming, your nervous system is like, your shoulders are like this. You're ratcheted up in a way that pain does to most people. And the third part of the trifecta is that most people in big pain cannot sleep well at night. Why? Because they cannot find a comfortable position. Ergo, the trifecta of suffering. So when people start out with CBD of any kind, I usually say, let's start with something that goes internal, that's going to work on you systemically and therapeutically. And let's see how far we get with that. And then we'll add a topical and let that topical do that, get you over the hump, get you to that next place where you don't have pain. And maybe you don't need both, but big pain requires big solutions. Okay, last thing I'm going to say, and then you guys can keep asking. There are 4 reasons why CBD in any incarnation is not going to work for you. 1, you buy it at a gas station. Best of luck. I don't know what they sell at gas stations. I'm not a gas station. 2, let's say you walk in or you call in or whatever, you buy something and your anxiety, you rate yourself, which I always ask people, we always ask people, rate your pain, rate your anxiety, because you know yourself better than I'm going to know you. So let's say you rate your anxiety at an 8 and we start you on a tincture or a gummy, whatever. And a week later, you call me and you go, I'm so much better. What's your anxiety level now? Well, it's a 2. It's a 2. I've gotten it down to a 2. In my mind, that's not good enough. I want you to be at a 0. Why? Because I want to get you ahead of that anxiety. I don't want you behind it. I want you ahead of it. So to get ahead of it, maybe we now need to increase the potency of what you're taking. Maybe you're taking too little, or maybe you're not taking it often enough. Okay, so that's reason number 2. Third reason CBD is not going to work for you. You do it for 3 or 4 days, you do it for a week and you go, I don't like it. It's not for me. It didn't work right away. It didn't get rid of my anxiety fast enough. Well, if you're consistent, if you're consistently taking it, your results are going to be better. Same as any supplement, same as any medication. Do you take your probiotic every day? Do you take your vitamin D every day? Do you take your heart medicine every day? Do you take your reflux, whatever you take? Do you do it every day because that's the way it's supposed to be taken? Same thing with CBD. It's a supplement. It's meant to be taken daily. Boost that endocannabinoid system, feed the beast. And the fourth reason CBD is not going to work for you is you haven't given it enough time. We're pretty good at getting people where they want to go in a relatively short amount of time. I can get some people in 24 hours where they want to go. Sometimes it takes us a week, sometimes 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes us playing around for a couple months. If you've had a long-standing issue and you think we're going to fix you in a day, think again. It's an unfair expectation, not just of me, but of CBD. And it's an unfair expectation, quite frankly, of most medications. All medications come with costs and benefits. There's no one medication that works for all people, but I am here to tell you that the safety profile on CBD, on all hemp products, is extremely high. It is non-addictive. It is non-steroidal. It is not going to the center in your brain where opioids go at all. I mean, it can't do that. It can't get there. And it's non-psychotropic. THC is different. I do sell THC products that are sourced from hemp, and they do make a psychotropic impact. But CBD, and I could sell you isolate CBD, which is literally one cannabinoid CBD. I can sell you broad spectrum products, which are CBD, usually with another cannabinoid or two. Sorry, I had to drink some water. I'm yakking too much. And may have a terpene or two in it. Or I can sell you full spectrum CBD products, which have the minute amount of THC, less than 0.3% by volume, which will have THC that could, if you are a person who is sensitive to it, that could cause you to have, I don't know, cotton mouth. I have some people who go, oh God, that gives me cotton mouth. Well, then it's not the right thing for you. I can use full spectrum CBD, but I can barely use THC because THC almost in any form will work for me, but it will make me nauseous. So I will, but I'm not the normal person. For, I would say 95% of the people out there, it's a non-issue. Okay, I've yacked. Shall I look at questions or Sears?
So hang on.
You know,
So I got a question that came up and they wanted to know the difference between broad spectrum.
Yeah, which I just
full
said.
spectrum.
Okay,
Yeah,
again,
but yeah, go ahead.
I'll explain it. Broad spectrum means more than one cannabinoid, likely some terpenes, the aromatic essential oil part of the plant, no THC. Isolate and broad spectrum have no THC. Only full spectrum CBD has THC of any kind. Okay.
Okay. I was reading the things. Real quick, I don't know if all of you guys know my story that I couldn't hardly walk 5 years ago. And I tried CBD, and like she said, people don't use the right stuff and don't use it long enough. I was one of those people. CBD didn't work for me. CBD didn't work for me. And then I got the right stuff and I used it the right amount and the right dose, and it worked. So most of you guys know I do CrossFit now when I couldn't walk 5 years ago. So that's because of cannabis, CBD. So the other question I have got here for you, let me see here now. They said, somebody asked, how do you know if your local store is a good one? And I said, you have to find a good brand. And they said, how do I know what is a good brand? And so
Great question.
How would you answer that?
Okay, so I will tell you, there are hundreds of purveyors of CBD products because Lots of people thought they were going to get rich quick. And I would tell you that I think if you look on the website, I think we have 14 different companies right now. We just added a 15th or 16th. I used to have 20. I have to see what works for people and what sells, but I work really hard to carry stuff that I know where it's sourced. Let me say something about that. All hemp grown in the United States, Canada, and Europe is non-GMO. Up until about a year ago, maybe not even that long, there was no designation for organic hemp. You could grow it organically, but you couldn't get a designation from the Department of Agriculture. So some of these companies have been growing this for a long time. For regular designation of organic, it takes about 7 years to get the soil certified that way and to certify that you're not using, Roundup on all your crops. Non-GMO is actually an excellent designation. So people do brag that they have organic hemp and organic and coconut oil, let's say, or organic olive oil. Again, that means the ingredients are organic, and that's fine. It doesn't necessarily mean it gets a certification, on the bottle that says it's totally organic, because it's a very hard designation to get. And just so you know, the history of hemp in the United States is that marijuana, cannabis, was coming over from Mexico. And at the end, as prohibition was being, basically ending, they were looking for something else to demonize. So cannabis became the thing to demonize at that point, because it was coming over with immigrants and it was coming over, and William Randolph Hearst, the timber industry and the cotton industry did not want hemp to be grown, because hemp was in competition, because hemp is a fiber. It can turn into textiles. It can turn into paper. And it also has huge medicinal properties. So it wasn't the DEA at the time. It was some other entity really demonized hemp. And then Nixon, in his war on drugs, they put hemp and cannabis, they categorized them as a class 1 narcotic. And that was the end. That was the end of anyone thinking that hemp and CBD had anything to offer. It was so demonized. It's still demonized. And just so you know, no longer is CBD considered a class 1 narcotic, although cannabis still is under that designation. It is why a limited number of states on their own have legalized cannabis. But it is also why I, as a purveyor of, not a manufacturer, but a dealer, basically, of CBD, I am still, even though it's completely legal in all 50 states, I cannot advertise on Facebook. I cannot advertise on Google. I got kicked off of 2 different credit card companies. My bank will not offer me credit card services. My Xfinity Comcast account last week kicked me off because they white flagged me because I have CBD in the name of my company that comes off of my server. I'm just telling you, it's ridiculous. It's insane. But until they take cannabis off as class 1, schedule 1 narcotic, until they make cannabis federally legal, all this bullshit's going on. Now, and just so you know, cannabis in each state that's legal, the cannabis that you get in Michigan is cannabis that's grown in Michigan and made in Michigan. The cannabis that you buy in California is grown and made in California. It cannot cross state lines. CBD there's like, okay, so this company, for example, Wild, WYLD, fabulous company. They have a whole cannabis line. But legally, they can only sell it in their state, which escapes me. It could be Colorado, it could be Oregon or California. I can't remember. But they can sell their CBD line in all 50 states. Does that help? Does that make sense?
Okay, I just figured I'd jump in this way. Hey, guys. So, okay.
Somebody says it's a good thing to use for fibro. Yes.
They said
Yes.
What to use for fibro?
A good thing to use for fibro would be, in my opinion, I would tell you, okay, let me talk about this for
CBG, right?
yeah, well, I'm going to talk about this. Okay, so remember I said, I'm sorry, my legs are little. CBD and THC, major cannabinoids, everything else is a minor. My favorite minor cannabinoid is this, CBG, cannabidiol. So cannabidiol, when the hemp plant starts to grow, it is CBG. That is the cannabinoid of the plant. As it grows over its 12-week growth cycle, that CBG turns into what's called CBD small a, CBDA, which is raw CBD. Once they take the leaves and the stems and they process it, it's here, one's up here. Once they process it, heat it, wash it in ethanol, there's a zillion ways that they process CBD. It then, CBDA, it turns into regular CBD. So this is considered CBG, cannabidiol, almost like this, they call it the stem cell cannabinoid. It is so great. It is a cannabinoid. I take it every morning. It is a cannabinoid you can take in the daytime and it will not make you sleepy. There are other cannabinoids that will absolutely get you sleepier. So CBG by itself, I love, 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 but there's also, sorry, that was a good tit shot right there. Sorry.
They don't have them.
I know, that's what I'm saying, you know. CBG with CBD. So it's a 50-50 situation. And
It's
it,
like a uni.
it's not a uni. No, but the combination of those two for pain, especially for fibro, I like those together. But again, there are two different philosophies about how to sort of get into CBD. One philosophy is low and slow. So you start with a lower potency and you build up. I'm not really generally of that frame of mind. My feeling is if you are suffering, let's front load you. Let's get you out of that situation. We can always back down, always back down. Okay. However, sometimes G alone does it. Sometimes it alone can do it. But when people come in and they rate on a scale of 1 to 10, and they rate their pain as a 12, you know, or a 15, then I'm going to start them with at least a 500 milligrams of CBD, 500 milligrams of CBG. And let's see how far we can get you. Maybe we start you with a half a dropper in the morning and a half a dropper in the afternoon. Or we start you at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. We try that for 2 or 3 days. How much does it lessen your pain? Does it get you down to a 6? Great. Now I know, let's put you at a full dropper in the morning and a full dropper in the evening, and maybe we get you out of pain. And then we know, oh, you're going to go through this bottle, which has 30 doses, 30 full dropper doses, because it's 30 milliliters and each full dropper is 1 milliliter. Maybe that means we bump you up to the next potency. And then that bottle, you would do half a dropper and half a dropper, and it would last you the full month. More bang for your buck. That's what we're going for. Maybe a full spectrum CBD product of the right potency would do it for you. However, I can almost bet money that you need CBG as part of the combination. Can you hand me the day drop right there in front, and then the one next to it? This is another company. This company is a mixture of 1,500 milligrams of CBD. I'm going to lie to you if I say the wrong thing. Right. It is full spectrum. That's what I thought. So it's full spectrum and 500 milligrams of G. And it's called Day Drop. So I have a lot of people who like this for the daytime. And it's a pretty damn good price considering. I mean, lots of CBD products have come, Sears likes it.
Take this one.
Yeah, it's come down. A lot of things have come down in price, but I will tell you, extracting enough CBG to make a full bottle of tincture is definitely more expensive than just doing full spectrum CBD. It just is. It just is.
What do
What-
you recommend for nauseousness, especially during chemo the most?
Oh, I would say CBD in general and G for sure.
For the nauseousness during?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, nausea, THC does help with nausea too. I mean, it does. It can. Everything that I sell that's THC related up till about a month or two ago it's all sourced from hemp. What they do is they keep it at less than 0.3% Delta 9 THC. But the legal workaround, and I don't know if any of you have heard of Delta 8. Yes, no? Okay, so they took isolate CBD, which is in a powder form, and they chemically alter it. I use this example. It's how they take sugar and turn it into Splenda. Similar kind of process. You chemically alter it, and they made Delta 8 THC. So it is a synthetic form of THC that is a legal workaround to the 2018 Farm Bill. So I can legally sell it. Yes, it can give you a buzz. However, it doesn't have the same profile as Delta 9. You're not going to get more anxious. You're not going to get more depressed, and you're not going to get paranoid. However, it can give you a pretty good buzz. Yes. Yeah. It can give you a buzz. I take, amongst all the CBD I take at night, I take a half of a 25 milligram gummy. I take it at bedtime. I never feel it because it hits me in the middle of the night. I never feel buzzed. It's not enough to make me feel nauseous, but it keeps me asleep. And that, in my mind, is a non-religious miracle. Okay, so Delta 8, synthetic, also effective though. I mean, really effective. It doesn't have anything toxic, but it's not directly from the plant. So that's why I'm calling it synthetic. Okay, now, yet another legal workaround. So 3%, less than 3% of THC, Delta 9 THC is a volume measurement, right? Now they've created Delta 9 THC products with CBD that are by weight. So by milligram, and it's legal. So until they take it away. So this gummy, for example, is by a company that of the drops that Sears likes called Via Hemp. It is 50 milligrams of CBD and 5 milligrams of Delta 9 THC. I don't know if you can see. They're not looking flat. It's a good size gummy. So they're doing it by weight. That's why they have to have 50 milligrams of CBD to be able to put in 5 milligrams of Delta 9 THC. And it's called Cloud 9, and it will knock you on your booty. Now, if you live in a state that has legalized cannabis, I am here to tell you that what they're selling you at that dispensary that is sourced from cannabis is a very different animal from this that I just showed you that's sourced from hemp. Because if the THC content of the cannabis plant is now 20 to 40% THC, and there's not enough CBD to mitigate the psychotropic impact of that, even, as trust me, I've tried them all. Even if it's 1-to-1, even if it's 20-to-1, that cannabis THC is very strong, very strong. This is the source from hemp. It's a very different animal.
Question, does it interact with our scripts that we need to take? I know the answer, but will you answer it?
You can go out, excuse me, you can go out on Google and look at drug reaction stuff, and you may find a whole list of shit that they don't know, but they're putting out there. It might be able to interact. I'll tell you the one that matters the most. Blood thinners. If you're on a blood thinner, CBD runs on the same enzyme pathway through your liver that blood thinners do. It's called cytochrome P450, CP450. Yeah, CP450. What does that mean? It means if you take your blood thinner and your CBD at the same time, that CBD is going to slow down your liver from processing that blood thinner. So if you're on a blood thinner, if it's warfarin, Coumadin,
Aspirin.
not aspirin so much. Plavix, what's the other one that's really popular? I don't know. I can't remember. Then I have plenty of people on blood thinners who take CBD. You just take it at a separate time. You know, if you take a blood thinner at night only, you take your CBD in the morning and in the middle of the day or in the afternoon. It's not going to slow down that blood thinner. But if you take your blood thinner in morning and at night, then you can really only take CBD a couple hours later or a few hours before, because you don't want them interacting. That blood thinner, you're taking that blood thinner, I'm under the assumption, for a reason. And you want that blood thinner to do what it's supposed to do. Slowing it down means it's not going to do its job as well as it should. Otherwise, I have people who come in the store who are on blood pressure meds, they're on antidepressants, they're on opioids, they are on anti-anxiety drugs, they are on reflux medication, they are on, you name it, they're on it. No, there's no interference that I've seen, that I know of.
I'm on all kinds of medications.
Sears says she's on all kinds of medications. It doesn't seem to impact her.
Well, not as many as I was before cannabis.
Right.
How do you know if isolate versus broad spectrum would be better for you? Is that not just to try and see? Or how do you say that?
So I have some people, I had a friend who had breast cancer, and while she was in treatment, if she took anything other than isolate, it made her mouth itch. I don't know, it, like, you know, that sort of tingly weirdo feeling, because we tried some other things. So she just stuck to the isolate while she was in treatment. She was fine. Least amount of trouble with an isolate, least amount of ability to, I mean, it's just CBD. There's no other cannabinoids. There's no terpenes. There's no THC. So I only start people with an isolate if they're afraid. If you're afraid, let's start somewhere. Or just with G, because the CBG alone, that tincture, has just a minute amount of one other cannabinoid. It could be D, but it's almost non-detectable. You know, if you look at what's called the certificate of analysis, the COA, which you should be able, can you see the little QR code? Every product that you buy in this country to be legal should have a QR code on it. You should be able to click on that and see, I'm sorry, I'm sucking on a thing so I don't cough. A certificate of not shush. Don't say it. I already know what you're thinking. You should be able to see in the COA, the delineation of all the different ingredients. And if it says ND, it's non-detectable. So when you look at an isolate CBD COA, it's going to say non-detectable for every other cannabinoid, including THC.
What is the best for gut and depression?
Well,
CBG?
yeah, I mean, two things. Your gut is, if it's inflamed, my favorite thing, I take it every day, twice a day, is the CBDA, because it is raw CBD and it is the most impactful for inflammation. And I will say it's bitter. It's because it's the acidic molecule. You want to give me?
Alright, okay.
It's right there. Can you see that this says CBDA? Okay, you can get it in capsule form. I don't think it works as well, because gut inflammation is usually coming back in this direction, as well as, making you in pain. So I take a half a dropper of that every day, morning and evening, and it's pretty much so stops me from having reflux acid, weirdo shit that I get. But for depression, I would pick G or a combination of G and D together. So yeah, you might have to take two different things. But honestly, I would say start with the combination of D and G. See how far down the road we can get you before we add something to it. I'm a real big believer of trying one thing at a time, so we know what's the impact. Is there anything else going on? Do you like it? Are you willing to take it every day? Are you good at being consistent? If you take 6 things all at the same time, how the hell are we going to know what's working? And I feel that way about all supplements and all medications.
Somebody said I use Amend 1-to-1 tincture, THC and CBD, THC indica strain, and a hemp topical, and I still have pain. They need to add the G to it, you think? Would that be?
Okay, so it's you'll have to define this for me. It's a 1-to-1 tincture that is sourced from cannabis, correct?
THC and CBD, yeah.
Yeah. So I can almost guarantee you it's not strong enough for you. You're not getting the results you want and I don't think it's the right.
Because it has less CBD in it.
It doesn't have enough CBD in it to help you, probably. But I just want to say this. I'm not going to slam all dispensaries. I've been to many of them, California, Nevada, whatever. My impression many times of dispensaries is they're many times more interested in getting you high than they are getting you well. I think that's a big difference. I don't
know where they are, yes.
It depends on where they are. It depends on how much their people know. It depends on the products they sell. I'm not interested in getting you high. If you like getting high, I will help you. But that's not my focus. Yeah, call me. I saw that.
I take PRX for HP or not HP, HBP and cholesterol. Any concerns with drug interactions? Again, that's no, right?
High blood pressure and cholesterol medications don't worry me. Blood thinners are the only thing that I would possibly be concerned about. I want to say that you are your own clinical study. If we get you on CBD or CBG or CBN for sleep, and you start to feel better, you will probably, I can't guarantee this, and I can't tell you to get off your meds, but you will probably not need as much medication as you're currently taking, because you're going to get better. I mean, your guts, the inflammation's going to get down. You're going to be sleeping better at night. You're not going to be so anxious because you're not in so much goddamn pain. It's like, it's the domino effect of getting that endocannabinoid system online and getting you to a better place. The difference it can make, to getting a good night's sleep is huge. A good night's sleep, less anxiety during the day. Now we're talking. Now we got you on the wheel of love. When you don't sleep at night, when you are anxious and in pain all the time, you cannot get ahead. You cannot get to a better place. And all you're doing is piling one med on top of the other. And I have a lot of people who come in here who take a lot of medications. And I always ask, are those medications working for you? And you know what I get most of the time? I don't know. I've been on them for so long. I can't tell you if this medication's working, but I'm afraid to get off of it. And my doctor doesn't know what else to do for me.
I want you to, will you do me a favor? Will you go to the ones, the preview peach, that kind of topic?
Oh.
Because that is a big thing with all this.
Who wants to talk about their vagina? Woo! Party, party now. So these are products made by a marvelous, marvelous company out of Colorado called Privy Peach. Exceptionally clean line. I believe it's a party, a party with your pants off is what I call it. Okay.
Because most of us have issues after the fact where it doesn't work or we're dry or
Right.
whatever.
If you're a woman, it just is what it is. Okay. So if you're looking for relief, this is called Hydroglide. And see where I think it says relief. Does anybody remember Carol Merrill from Let's Make a Deal? I'm old, so here.
It's Jonathan now, my buddy.
I whatever. Okay, it's a water-based intimate serum. It has very clean ingredients, aloe vera, water nano fractionized CBD. Why? CBD is a fat soluble nutrient. So is THC.
So serious.
Sears is also a fat soluble nutrient, according to her. She said it, I didn't. So to break it up in water so that it's absorbable, so that it can diffuse out into your system, they have to make it nano. So they change the particulate size, they micronize it so it can out, okay, in water, faster, gets out faster. A little vanilla and some plant-based starch.
They make 3 different ones, correct?
Right, so wait, this is relief. So it's a lube and it's going to help you with pain. It's going to help with the dryness and it's going to help with pain. Why? Because CBD reduces inflammation. What's dryness? Inflammation and lack of hormones, which I have. It's a
So,
spray, girls.
I have a
It's spray.
question.
Yeah,
Is it edible?
yeah, yeah. Spray it right on your hoochie.
Man,
Yeah, yeah,
I could get
What?
that body, but-
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you should know. All
I
of
won't
these
be using.
All of these are edible, absolutely. But you just spray it on your hoochie as many times as you need. You can spray it every day just to stay moist and not have to,
She said moist.
moist is my like 4th favorite word.
I love it.
Sphincter is my first. Okay. This is Hydroglide Sensation Enhancer. So like the other one, it's going to, moisten everything up, but this is going to warm you up a little bit too. It's not going to set your hooch on fire, but it's gonna, get you a little bit more in the mood. So similar ingredients, and this one also spritzes on. Okay, so easy peasy, easy peasy. Similar ingredients. It does have a little peppermint, a little vanilla, and an essential of capsaicin, which is, red pepper. But I promise you, it's not like a bonfire. No, it's not that. Okay. So if dryness is not your issue, but you want to feel good and you want to be lubed up, party.
What if it just doesn't work anymore?
Well, now look, You can't do it one time and expect a fucking miracle. You gotta give it more of a chance,
I meant my
okay?
vagina.
I can't talk about your vagina right now, okay? So the other one that we carry, it comes in individual packets and it's erotic CBD erotic oil. Very similar ingredients to the one that's sensation enhancing, but it comes in a little individual pack. So you can buy an individual pack or you can buy a box of 12, which is a little bit cheaper. So it's coconut oil based. So, you know, coconut oil is a saturated fat. So right now, this is more solid. So I would personally keep these in the, well, you don't want to make it too cold, but when it's solid, you just open it up, put it on, you can put it on your hand or squirt it directly on, doesn't matter. Great for sex, great as a lube, great sensation enhancer. I have not had one person buy, some people just want to buy one. Anybody who has bought one has come back and bought more. But this one's a little messier. But if you just want to try it, this is a great thing to try. Got it? And the last thing they make, which is a tincture you take under your tongue, is a tantric sex aphrodisiac tincture. So you can take it, your partner can take it, and it's supposed to help get you in the mood. Okay?
So somebody asked, is CBD safe with insulin? Again, I think that's the same as all the medicine.
I don't think it just literally no reaction. Wait, I will say one of these says, you know, it can degrade a condom. It's not compatible with latex. So I'm just
Make
throw-
sure you're safe because we know what's going on in this country. Make sure you're safe though. So if you're gonna use that, make sure.
yeah, there, I can't remember which one isn't compatible, but it's, I believe it says so on the product, on the website, and you can always call me and or Sears and we can read off. I just can't, I'm not gonna do it this
Help
second.
with liver issues such as non-alcoholic fatty liver.
Mm.
Same thing with inflammation, right?
Yeah, there are other things you can do for a fatty liver. I mean, there's a couple simple things you can do that have nothing to do with CBD. I would certainly tell you to take the raw CBD and maybe this G, but does everybody know about fresh lemon in room or warm water every morning? That'll help stimulate your liver. It needs to be fresh lemon, not the stuff that squirts in a bottle, in my personal opinion. Take a half a lemon, put it in preferably warm water. It doesn't have to be boiling water. You're allowed to put a little stevia in that, preferably not sugar. And sip that every morning. That starts to stimulate a clogged liver. The other apple cider vinegar. Anybody else do apple cider vinegar?
Maybe the capsules.
Yeah. Some people find apple cider vinegar to help with that a little bit. There are also some really good liver formulations out there that are more herbal, you know, that include several herbs that are excellent for liver detox. So I'm not saying CBD won't help. I don't know if it would be my first pick for, you know, but I believe if inflammation is in your body and calming you down is important, then I think, you know, CBD is good no matter what. I have a customer who has asthma and uses an inhaler. She started taking full spectrum CBD. She stopped using her inhaler.
Sarah, safe with condoms, one of the products says it may deteriorate. We'll look and see exactly which one that is.
All right.
Or break it down.
This one, not compatible with latex condoms. Oil may degrade the latex.
Okay. So,
But I'm just here to tell you, it's, you know, it's coconut oil, but I think they're really saying oil, meaning the formula. So the capsaicin, I don't, you know.
do all those hydroglides have vanilla? Okay.
Yep.
And then, let me see. Say for penicillin, we did that. Gut depression, we did that one. Low,
Oh, you get something from Charlotte's Web, full spectrum. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say this, Charlotte's Web is one of the early, CBD companies. They have a really great backstory. It's the brothers and yada, 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 and they helped a little girl with seizures. All good. I don't think their products work that well. I don't think their products are strong enough. I don't carry that line. There are other people who in town who carry it. That's just my personal feeling. I'm trying to get you where you want to go as fast as I can get you there. They're not my favorite. I'm not telling you it's a bad brand. Please don't mishear me. It's just not my favorite brand. So,
somebody had asked about, it's a multi-level.
oh, we have wild in Nevada. Love the elderberry.
Oh, yeah.
This gummy for sleep is kick-ass. It's 25 milligrams of CBD, broad spectrum CBD, no THC, 5 milligrams of CBN, cannabidiol. We've gotten more people to sleep with that gummy. I have a tincture that does it too, but it's incredibly effective and tastes good.
Do you guys have any more questions before we give some prizes away? Ooh.
Woo! Wait, what does this say? Yeah, I'm not worried about your blood pressure. Blood sugar, to be quite frank, there are studies being done right now. There's a couple of them out there that CBD helps lower your A1C. So if you are a diabetic and you've got a high A1C higher than 5.7, or you have high blood sugar glucose levels, CBD is pretty freaking amazing. Will it lower them in a week? No. Will it lower them in a few months and you retest? Possibly. I would say on something that serious, I would give it a minimum of 3 months and likely 6, just because, your doctor's not going to retest you in a month on a diabetes med. So I would rather you take it long enough that we got that endocannabinoid system, doing its thing. Okay.
Hempworks. She is asking about hemp.
I've carried them.
It's not a bad line.
It's not a bad line. I really work really hard to meet people where they're at and to use products that I know are impactful in a fairly quick manner and that also tastes good. I know that a lot of people think, just put on your big girl panties and just take it, even if it tastes gnarly. But I have a store and I'm in business, and I can't tell you how many people walk in the store and say, I'm not going to take anything that tastes bad. So I have to deal with, a certain reality. And most of the stuff I carry is not particularly gnarly. I have a few things, but most of it. Okay.
All right. Anything else? How can we set up a consult be set up? We'll set up a time and you can call us.
You can email me off the website. That will come to info@cbdjubilee.com, or you can email me directly, Alix, Alix @cbdjubilee.com. And I'm happy to set up a talk time with you. I'm happy to see, I will tell you, I would urge you to get on the website and to look around. You can shop by company. You can shop by delivery system. See if there's anything that rings your bell.
Just so you guys all know, this isn't a buy from us type thing.
No.
This is informal. If you want to buy from us, great. But this is more, she's one of the most knowledgeable people in the industry that I know. And I thought she could help us, and she being a female too, that would help.
Well, I'm a female today.
Well, there you go. You identify as one today.
Today I do. Yes, I ship to all 50 states. I cannot ship out of the country. Sears wrote, I have vapes I do have some vapes on the website.
You can't ship vapes.
Well, I legally can't ship them, but I do. I don't have many.
This is recorded.
I know, but I don't have many vapes on the website. I can ship, whatever. If,
I
if,
mean,
if
you
they, if,
can't legally ship weed either,
yeah,
but.
Yeah.
eh, some people
um,
do. Okay, so I think we got through all the questions, didn't we? Anybody else got a question before we give away prizes? No.
really? Nobody else has another question? I'm
She likes
happy.
to talk as much as I do, you guys.
But I like answering questions more.
All right, I'm gonna give you an easy one. First person to guess a number between 1 and 1,000.
Are they supposed to type it?
Yeah, just type in. Okay, that's closest.
Oh, and are they supposed to be below it?
Below or.
Below or exact?
Yes,
Oh my God, it's like the Colbert questionnaire.
right.
Can I guess at numbers?
Everybody grab it. Come on. You guys should know me better than that. 420. There you go, Denise. All right.
Sears, can I guess at numbers?
No,
Oh,
you couldn't guess that
Now,
one.
just guess.
I was expecting you to guess.
Wait, what are
420
they gonna
first.
get?
That Denise won the first teacher.
So this is a fabulous company. This is a broad spectrum tincture. It's 750 milligrams. It tastes like pomegranate tea. They have an isolate line and they have a broad spectrum line, but let me say this. A lot of tinctures, when they're oil-based, I do have some people who put their oil-based tinctures in their coffee. I wouldn't pick that, but you can do it. Because, it's oil and water. Better to put it under your tongue and go. Okay, what's your next question?
Okay. All right. Pick a number between 1 and 100.
Oh.
I
Mm-mm.
gotta look. Hang on. I gotta look and see what they put. I'm trying to catch up.
Well, there's a lot of good numbers.
I know.
Oh, Sarah should get it. Oh, Tamara, is it Tamara or Tamora? I don't know. Because they both did.
Because she put 69.
69.
They're trying to just guess off of me. It's not fair. That's why she guessed 420 immediately.
I
She
know.
was right. Nope. Come on, guys. Let me see.
Who's the
I'm
closest?
trying to see. Hang on. I'm trying to look.
A lot of
I
numbers.
know. I'm trying to see without going over. Ooh. Angela's guessed two at the same time. Trying to make sure here.
Well,
The number's 24. That was
so Angela
that
had
was Meg's
20.
favorite number.
Meg?
Yeah, Meg's favorite number is 24. So that's Angela. Okay, got Angela. All right, we're gonna go with Bobby's favorite number now.
Do they have
1
to guess?
100.
1 to 100, Bobby's favorite number.
Ooh, they're going fast.
I like that.
So close. Everybody guess? Okay, it's 44. So let me look and see here.
Oh,
She was one above.
wait.
What?
Yeah, but isn't that okay? Oh, no, it's not okay. You have to be under.
Mm,
Oh,
You know what? There we go. She got it.
I do write this
We'll just
down.
do it. Yeah, we'll just do it.
Okay, so wait a second. I want to throw out something
You
else.
Go for it.
Just so you know, CBD comes in a zillion forms. Soap, if you have acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, lotion for dry skin, coffee, tea, chocolate. You can pretty much so get anything. I don't carry CBD makeup or really big skincare because that wouldn't be my number one pick for the most efficacious way to use CBD, but there's all kinds of shit out there. So just know that there's lots of stuff to try. Somebody said something earlier before we got into the numbers that was, I thought, a question that
I
had.
got you, Tamara. You got the soap, honey. I know you're close. You were off by one.
Oh, and bath bombs. Who does, if you like taking baths, and I mean, it's 90 degrees here, so not so fun, but think about this. Every pore in your body is going to soak up CBD. Oh my God. It's like nirvana. It's fabulous. Okay.
I don't know, another question, I'm behind. Let me think, what, you have a favorite number?
I have a favorite. Oh, I do.
Okay,
Between 1 and 100.
okay. I don't know what it is.
Nope, she doesn't. I'll tell you who's the closest. Nancy Landsberger,
She got it?
7.
Is that it, really, huh?
So she get a soap?
Yes, we got it, so.
I wish you guys all lived in Indy. I could just, give you a door prize here.
She loves giving out door prizes.
I do.
Okay, all right, my favorite number, and it's not 420.
Is this the
time.
last one?
No, we got 2 more.
Okay.
My
What do you
favorite number,
mean? You
it's
just-
not 420
Okay.
this time. It's 1 to 100. Good guess, Lisa. No. Trina was closest. It was 22 is my number. She guessed 19. So Trina 19.
So Sears, because this is recorded, are there other people who we can send this to if they want to know stuff?
Yeah, they weren't here though, so they had to be here.
No, I understand for a prize,
Oh, wait, well,
but could they see the recording?
well, yeah, they can see the recording, but
Okay.
we're not gonna be on it to tell them if they're right or wrong, and they.
Oh, I don't care about that part. It's just if I'm thinking if one of you wants to share this with somebody else who wasn't able to be here tonight, if you think it's interesting enough, I would think you should be, I mean, I know there's a way you can just take the recording. I don't know. I hate technology. Just,
Yeah, we've got 1 more.
I'm technology resistant.
Okay, you can, well, I will get, like I do all this every other Sunday, Flat Out Love and Learns, I will get it downloaded from Zoom, and I will get it put up on a unlisted part of my comedy channel. Homo Series Comedy, I do it unlisted so that not everybody, I don't know, you know what, because I usually do just the view of the speaker and not all of you guys, because you know how I am about keeping this as a safe space. So I always block everybody, cut everybody off at the end, and I don't want you guys to be seen. So it records a speaker view, and I can do that and have it listed though. So I'll figure that out, make sure if I can make sure you guys' faces and everything's not on there. That's the only way I'll ever post it unlisted, is if everybody's safe and not seen. All right, last one. Oh, man.
I know.
Okay, last one. For the
Okay,
last teacher.
Name my favorite holiday. This will be good.
I'm gonna guess. No, I'm not gonna guess. I know probably. 420. That's mine.
Oh.
July 4th. That's not a holiday anymore. I heard it was canceled.
Well, it feels like it was canceled this week.
That's what I mean. I heard July 4th was canceled because we're not the land of the free anymore.
Fuck.
Um,
Oh, these are very good guesses.
Leslie, don't quit laughing at me.
Now none of you guessed my favorite holiday though.
Hanukkah?
No,
Oh,
but very,
that's what I was gonna guess.
very close though. No, but I'll tell you the person, wait.
Easter.
Oh, oh,
No, what is your holiday?
I'm such a Jew. Passover. I love Passover.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you what though. I love, you're the only, is it Lucy? You guessed New Year's, and I'm all over starting at the clean slate. What I really like though is that you said Halloween, 3 of you, and that's actually my birthday. Because I was a treat even though
snap.
my brothers said I was a trick. Fuck them. No, anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Lucy.
Okay. there
She
you
gets
go.
it. All right. Does that all?
Lucy is the last tincture.
All right. And all the soaps are gone, all the tinctures are gone. That's
Yeah,
6
we
different
have-
ones.
Yep, we got 6.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
I hope you enjoyed it.